Most people think the way to get promoted is to do your job description well. Here's the rule that it seems like we were all taught. I call it the old work rule. To advance your career, you must do what's expected of you according to your job description. Head down, deliver. That's what we were told. And in my experience coaching executives, it's the single biggest reason people get stuck. The old rule isn't wrong. Of course, doing your job well, making sure that you're successful at the job you're doing, that's the floor. It's how you stay employed. It's not, though, how you get promoted. Most career advice doubles down on the old rule anyway. Advocate for yourself harder, build your personal brand, be more visible. That advice isn't wrong, it's just incomplete. And if you lead with it, you come across as needy and political instead of valuable. Here's the rule I teach instead, the new work rule. To advance in your career, you should do whatever it takes to create value for your team and your organization, even if it's not expected, even if it goes way beyond your job description. In fact, it needs to. The old rule gets you to reliable. The new rule is what gets you promoted. You need both, and the shift from one to the other, it has a name. I'm going to show you exactly what that shift looks like and 3 practices that can start this week. But first, you have to understand the framework. Every working relationship you have right now sits somewhere on what I call the co-elevation continuum. There are 3 states that matter most for your career. And where your relationships sit on this continuum is the single biggest predictor of how fast you're going to get promoted. Stage 1, coexist. This is the most common state inside any organization. People work together to get their jobs done, but they remain respectful out of one another's way. It's deference, right, to each other, getting your jobs done, staying in your swim lane. It's polite, it's professional, and it's where most careers stall. Here's how you know you're in this coexist phase. You go a whole week and nobody asks you for your perspective on something outside of your role. Your one-on-ones are status updates, not strategy conversations. When you're in a meeting, nobody notices. This is exactly what the old rule on its own produces. You do your job, they do theirs, and when promotions come up, nobody fights for you because nobody's mission is tied to yours. Stage 2 is collaboration. We collaborate when we have to. That's traditional collaboration, but only for as long as we have to before scurrying back to our own default coexist world. It happens episodically. It's better than coexisting, right? But still, it's transactional underneath. You show up, you trade what you need, get your collaboration done, you go back to your corner. The minute the project ends, the relationship ends, right? The adding value ends. Now, stage 3 is what matters. That's co-elevation. I call this the holy grail of transformative relationships because you are transforming the business. You're mission-driven. It's mutual. It's going higher together. It's creating value that nobody would be able to create on their own. And you are the Sherpa of that. Here's what it sounds like. You walk into a meeting and somebody says, I was just thinking about what you said last week, and here's what we should do. Their brain is running on your work even when you're not in the room. That's co-elevation. Your mission has become their mission. Their mission has become your mission. This is the state of the new rule, and this is what it produces. It's where promotion actually happens of your career, and almost nobody operates from there, which is exactly why it works so uniquely today for you. Here's what I teach now. The first practice, I call it the platinum rule. Treat others the way they wish to be treated. Not the golden rule. The golden rule assumes everyone wants the same thing that you want, right? The platinum rule requires curiosity, it requires listening, and it requires investigation. This is the new rule in practice. You create value for someone by understanding what they actually need, not what you would want in their place. I'll give you an example. I've got a woman on my team right now, her name's Wendy, and she was pushing us at Ferrazzi Greenlight really hard early on to realize how AI was going to fundamentally re-engineer our entire product line, how we coach teams. But we were too busy, right? We didn't see it. She was absolutely right. And now we're busting our tails to fulfill her vision with our clients. That happened because Wendy wasn't doing her job description. She was paying attention to what we needed, even when we couldn't see it ourselves. That's the platinum rule in action. Here's the move this week. Pick one important peer outside of your area, just one, and then ask 3 questions of them. Question 1, what are you actually working on right now that matters the most? Question 2, what's the part of it that's really the hardest? Question 3, what would make the next 2 weeks easier for you? Or give it at your own time frame. In the next quarter, what would help you really crush it? So these 3 questions, maybe 10 minutes of their time in dialogue with them, and you will learn more about how to be useful to that person than you've learned in the last year of working next to them. That's just a start, right? But I wanted to give you some practice. Practice 2. Here's a rule I live by. Before any important meeting, I prepare 5 things. 5 things that could be generously useful to the other person I'm going to be meeting with. I prepare it in advance, I think about it, I talk to other people. And before I walk into the room, I have identified 5 packets of generosity. That's what I call them, packets of generosity. Here are some categories that I think in. Number 1, an idea. Something I've been chewing on that's relevant to what they're working on, right? So, hey, I have an idea for you. That really shows you're leaning in. Number 2, an introduction. Have you talked to so-and-so about this? So some form of an introduction. Somebody in my network that they should know. Number 3, a resource, right? An article, a book, a tool, a piece of research that saves them a week of figuring it out themselves, or something that would show that I've been thinking about them and here's an asset that would be beneficial. Number 4, an opportunity, a door I can open, a stage I can put them on, a deal I could route them into, something that's an opportunity for them. And number 5, a piece of insight about their own business they don't have yet. Something I see from the outside looking in that they can't see from the inside. Once again, 5 packets every important meeting. You do this and you'll be the rarest person in their week. The one who showed up to give before they ask. This is getting permission to co-create with people. These individuals, if they feel that you're in service of them, then they'll be willing to co-create opportunities to advance the mission of the company. And here's the part that nobody tells you. This is how visibility actually works without being self-promotional. Don't promote yourself. You make yourself useful and your reputation promotes you. Other people promote you. It's not on you necessarily to do that. I built my career on a single question. How can I be helpful? Here's the part most people miss, and this is what makes everything I'm about to tell you actually work. The team is nothing to do with your org chart. So when you're working inside of a company, the thing that people miss is they think of their team as their org chart. There's a list of people inside your company right now who are critical to your success on any given project, every goal you have. Now the question is, who's my team around that goal? A lot of these people don't report to your boss. They don't even sit in your organization. They sit in somebody else's organization. The sales rep whose forecast drives your work, the engineer whose code, your work depends on, the finance partner who approves your budget, the chief of staff who controls calendars that are important for you. This is actually your team. Your team is all you need to get the job done. And here's what I want you to do. Make a list of the most important individuals, the most important relationships to getting your goals done, your jobs done. That's your team. I even suggest, when we want to get serious about this, that you could score each of those relationships relative to how connected they are to your goals. Are they 0? They don't know or care about your goals. Or are they a 5 where they're really invested? They care like you care. You're under the tent together. You're working together. And you need to make sure that those critical individuals have at least a 3, 4, or 5 level relationship to your goals. And again, the way you do that is to be generous. Most people, when they do this, they think about this exercise honestly, they find that half their critical relationships are at 0s, 1s, and 2s, right? They don't have a connection to your goal. That's the gap. That's where the promotion is hiding for you. Not in working harder on your tasks. It's moving those critical relationships to level 5 from where they are today. And the way you do that is the new rule. Practice 3, serve, share, and care. Look, you don't get permission to lead by claiming it. You earn permission to lead. You serve the people around you. You share what you know. You care about their outcomes. This isn't a tactic. It should be your default way of being. Here's what I want you to hear, because this is the fear I see in almost every executive that I coach. There's a fear that if you become too good at your current job, your boss can't afford to promote you out of it. I've heard this all the time. That's a real trap. But co-elevation is how you escape that. You don't get promoted by being indispensable to your role. You get promoted by making yourself indispensable to other people's missions, indispensable to bigger missions than even the job that you have. If you're mid-career right now, an individual contributor, not a manager yet, here's the smallest possible first move. Take the list you just made, right? Pick the one person on it whose mission matters most to the company. Could be your boss, could be your boss's boss, could be somebody else, could be someone 2 teams over. Send them this exact message. Hey, our work is really interdependent, and I'd love to sit down with you and get your perspective on what you're trying to achieve this quarter. Maybe there's ways that what I'm doing can be of service to what you're doing, but more importantly, if I understood what you're really trying to achieve, maybe I could help. That's it. Only ask for 20 minutes. The first move, it's so powerful. You don't need a title to make that happen. You don't need permission to reach out like that. You just need the audacity and the authenticity to step forward and care enough to ask. And once you're in that conversation, you do what I just taught you. You ask the 3 platinum questions. You walk out with a list of what they actually need. And the next time you see them, you show up with a packet of generosity, fulfilling something that they need. You do that a couple of times and you move that relationship easily a full point on the continuum of 0 to 5 in terms of the relationship score. You do that with 5 people, 1 quarter, and you have rebuilt your career, I promise. The old rule isn't wrong. The people who do their jobs well, we build companies on those, but that's the floor. The people I see get promoted fastest are not trying to get promoted. They've stopped competing for that next rung, and they've started lifting the people around them, building missions and being successful. That's what doesn't get you the next rung. It allows you to leap multiple rungs because you're just crushing it for the company. Promotion comes as a byproduct of who they've become, what value they've added, the way in which you've helped the entire organization leap forward, not as a reward for just doing your job. The deeper truth, the one that surprises people the most when they finally get it, it's this. Your career does not move forward because of what you accomplish. It moves forward because of who is willing to carry you with them. And the only people willing to carry you are the people that you've already carried. So the shift said plainly, stop chasing promotion, start practicing co-elevation, and promotion will find you. Probably promotion multiple levels. So here's what I want you to do right now. Drop a comment with one person you're going to lift this week. I want you to make a commitment, right? One name. That's your commitment, and I want you to drop it in here. And also subscribe for more. I'm going to keep teaching you the stuff that I coach some of the most powerful executives in the world, and share this with someone else who needs to hear it. That's a packet of generosity. Be generous to other people. There's someone in your life grinding right now. Just doing everything right, wondering why nothing is changing for them. Send this to them. And if you're in a life or career transition right now, this is the video you need to watch next. I'll see you over there.